Hello friends, how are you? I think you must have been fit and fine, and this is Parvesh Chaudhary. I again welcome to all of you on this learning platform, and today we'll discuss about, as you can see on the screen friends, today this topic is related to the modern history, the modern Indian history. Okay, and this topic is very important, very significant for those students who are preparing for the UPPCS examinations and all other examinations. And if the modern Indian history is included, that it is very important for them, right? So before proceed on the topic, I would humble request to all of you, this is my humble request to all of you, that please subscribe the channel. If you didn't subscribe the channel yet, then please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon, so you'll be getting all essential notifications instantly on your computer or your phone. Thank you. So friends, as you can see on the screen, today we are going to discuss about the Indian National Army trials. Actually, first, before proceed on the topic, I will give you a short introduction. Actually, it was called, it is also known as Red Fort trials or INA trials, you can call it. And basically, there were the British Indian trials aimed at court martial of number of officers. You know what happened in background of this topic? Actually, after Second World War, there were the British Raj in India, and they detained and arrested the Indian soldiers and alleged, and they imposed allegations on them of treason, torture, murder, and abetment to murder during the Second World War. Because why they imposed the allegations? Because you know what, when they observed that they are losing the war in front of the against the Japanese army, that they ran away, and they after that the whole Indian soldiers, all the Indian soldiers were left alone in the war, and anyhow they managed and survived the very bad conditions in the war. And you know what happened later, when the finally when the war is over, they came back again and claimed that the Indian soldiers did not play their role very honestly and efficiently. So after that, what happened? Consequently, they imposed the treason, torture, murder, and abetment to murder allegations on the Indian soldiers. Right. So it was the basic story. But you know what? If you see that morally and ethically, it was a very immoral or very illegal step taken by the British rulers at that point of time. And because fundamentally what happened then later, the main defendants were here. I will let you know. The first one was Colonel Prem Sehgal, fine, and the second one was Colonel Gurbakh Singh Dhillon, fine, and the third one was Major General Shahnawaz Khan. And more importantly, the interesting fact was that because these three were from the different religions, right? One was Hindu and one Sikh and another one was Muslim. So here what happened later, as a large number of troops and officers also fought in Burma alongside the Japanese military under the Azad Hind Fauj. They were all fought under the Azad Hind Fauj. You know what happened here? That later they were taken to Burma as a war prisoner, fine, and the trial were proceed over there. And in India also, that these three were charged to waging against the King Emperor. Actually, they were charged because they started waged against the King Emperor, the Indian Army Act as per the 1911, and as well as murder and abetment of murder. Later it was converted into the torture. Later what happened, friends, that it was converted into the torture, murder, and abetment to murder, right, were covered and argued as per the military, constitutional, and international laws and politics, right? So friends, students, I hope you must be understanding the whole concept, the background story of these Indian national trials, which you can call Red Fort trials or INA trials, right? Let's move on the next one slide here. And further, what moment taken place here, let's see. As it was in army trial, basically it was in army trial, friends, left, and the colonel Horilal Sharma, Horilal Verma bar at law, and then prime minister of the Rampur state, and Tej Bahadur Sapru. These were the feminine, as per that point of time, these were the eminent lawyer advocate, you can say, and they were advocate and defended their defendants, right? These trials attracted much publicity and public sympathy. You know what happened ultimately at that point of time? Thus, there were a huge publicity and public sympathy gained by the defendants, right? Particularly because India was in the final stage of the Indian independence movement. Fine. And further outcry of the grounds of the trial, as well as general eruption, unrest within the troops of the Raj. And what happened consequently? One major, breakthrough occurred on the ground here, that within the army, within the British army, you can say, a general eruption of unease and unrest appeared, right, within the troops of the Raj. And what happened then? Besides concurrent campaigns of non-cooperation and non-violent, we know what happened, friends, here at that point of time. Same contemporary, the campaigns, like most famous campaign, non-cooperation and non-violent protest, was going on at that point of time. But you know what, this incident, this event actually shaped and spread it at a large scale at that point of time. This movement marked the last major campaign in which the forces of the Congress, and most important development occurred in the history at that point of time, friends. Finally the biggest rival, you can say, the Congress and the Muslim League, the two separate fractions, right, came together at one platform, right, and the league aligned all together, and the Congress tricolor and the green flag of the league were flown together at protest. Fine, I hope you must be getting, friends. Let's move on to the next one. Here, what are the consequences ultimately of this? Actually, what happened as per the consequences? Let's see. Despite the aggressive and widespread opposition, the court martial was carried out. You know what happened after even a great widespread and comprehensive opposition and protests? After that, also the court martial was carried out by the English rulers, and the three defendants were sentenced to deportation for life. Fine. This sentence, however, was never carried out, but this sentence was not carried out because why it did not happen on the ground? Because as the immense public pressure of the demonstrations, actually there were huge demonstrations, protests and movements were going on, and they forced English commander-in-chief of the Indian army to release all three defendants. Okay, so it was the positive development, right? And this is the last one passage. Let's go through this. During the trial, mutiny broke out in the Royal Indian Navy. Mutiny means revolt or rebel, you can call it, broke out in the Royal Indian Army. As I told you earlier, that within the Royal Indian Army there were some traitors emerged, mutiny emerged. And the most important disconcerting factor for the Raj, the most unpleasant factor you can call for the Raj, was the significant militant public support, because public were supporting the militants, okay, that it received at some places. You cannot call it militant, but here you can call it the freedom fighters, right? Freedom fighters, they were support, the public were supporting freedom fighters, that it received at some places. NCOs in the British Indian Army started ignoring orders from British superior, and within the Indian Army the personnel and troopers started ignoring the orders which is passed by the British superiors. Madras, Pune, Jabalpur and in Bombay, mutiny took place, and British garrison had to face revolts within the rank of British Indian Army. You know what happened ultimately, friends? Here, these these famous locations, the center of the administrations, Madras, Pune, Jabalpur and in Bombay, mutiny took place, and British garrisons had to face revolts within the rank of British Indian Army. So I hope it was a little lecture regarding the modern history of India, and hopefully you must have enjoyed it. And I sincerely appeal again to all of you, please subscribe the channel and share the channel, and please press the bell icon so you'll be getting the essential notifications instantly on your phone. You are the true source of our energy, so please keep supporting, keep watching the channel, and meet again in the next video. Okay, till then, bye. Thank you so much.